My name is Matthew Lillard. You may have seen me in a movie or two. I also work at Beadle Grimm's. We make high-end, you know who we are. Today, I'm here to introduce you to a new product we have called the Dungeon Master's Journal. Is that what it's called? Game Master Journal. Fine, it's fine. What? I'm a free spokesman. What can they do? They can't fire me. Look, people have to keep track of the worlds they build, the games they make, the stories they tell. They have to keep track of the legend and the lore. And that's why we at Beadle Grimm's have made the Beadle Grimm's Game Master Journal. They're gonna throw it. Yeah! Introducing the Beadle Grimm's Game Master Journal. Plan your adventure with 200 pages of rules-agnostic sections for character backstory, world building, NPCs, setting notes, encounters, session logs, and who still owes for pizza. Let's face it, that shit's gotta end. When the campaign is over, you'll have comprehensive record of your player's heroism, cowardice, or both. Let's face it, it's totally gonna be both. At the end of the day, heroic actions or the idiotic blunders will all be captured in this handsome little book. So on behalf of the entire community, we thank you for stocking this on your shelves. Thousands and thousands of units.
Everybody, we're back. This is Band of Badgers. I am Dave, your host. There's Steve, the guy over there. There's Steve, the guy who pushes some buttons in the background. That way, yeah. But we're joined by John and Charlie from Beadle Grimm's. How are you guys doing?
Doing great.
We never know where they are.
I keep trying to point towards. I'm failing.
You have to go like this. Like, where are they? Oh, there's one.
You know, just watching that video, I every time I'm reminded what a loose cannon Matthew Lillard is.
Yeah, it was really good of us to spend a lot of time writing a script for that.
It is one of those things when you see it, you think, is it on purpose or is it just out for a laugh? And this was just kind of the best one they really could do. It's nice to know. Yeah.
Yeah, that's question number one for the evening. How many takes did that take? Is that the right way of saying it?
Oh, countless.
How
many days of filming?
It just wears you down eventually. It's not. This is the best one. This is the last one before I murder somebody.
You have to start. I mean, studio hire price is expensive. You have to start cracking that whip after a while. It's like, guys, come on, want to go home? Let's do it.
Well, no, I mean, you get to a point where you just have to tell Matthew, do whatever you want. I throw up my hands.
So thank you guys for joining us. You the audience, thank you so much for joining us live. Now here's where you can get involved. So you the audience, if you are here, if you have questions, put them into chat, whatever they are. Hopefully they're related to the Beadle Grimm's, the guys, or even the topics we're going to be covering. We are going to be talking about VECNA, we are going to be talking about Planescape, and we are going to be talking about the murders of Karlov Manor at Karlov Manor. So do put your questions into chat. Steve will then put them on screen and we can get the answers. Now, here's a flip side to that. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can't do that because you missed it. It's already happened. It's in the past. But you can put questions in the comments below, and then I'll send it over to the guys, and hopefully we'll get you an answer. But first up, big news is that you guys are doing the Platinum edition of VECNA. I'm just amazed that we're actually getting a dedicated VECNA set. First of all, who's working on it? And I don't know if that matters. Do you guys get jealous when a new book comes in? Do you have to like roll for it? Do you fight over it? Do you flip a coin? Do you do it, take it in turns?
It started that way. And it's gonna move to hot potato at this.
Now we get into a fighting pit and fight it out over the No, honestly,
that'd be interesting. Again, if this was actually true, that'd be fantastic. So it's because we know you kind of go away, you go, like the gaming weekends, the business trips, and you kind of get time to play games, and then you go, right, we're going to do 15 shots, get into a rumble, and whoever's last man standing is going to run VECNA. I mean, that's what we hope is going on.
Geek deathmatch. This sounds like a good time.
That would be cool.
That's why I end up project managing so many of these things, because I always lose.
So so you are the project manager on this one. You are the VECNA, the man behind VECNA for this time.
Yeah. So what's so exciting about this is that we haven't done we didn't do a platinum edition last year. So it's been 2 years since we've done a platinum edition. And when we saw this high level epic 50th anniversary adventure,
yes,
I mean, it was a absolute no-brainer. We were like, this is definitely a platinum. This is our chance to do our next platinum edition. And reading it, I was like, this is super exciting. How often do we get to see an epic level world hopping adventure? And it was just an easy decision.
Love it. There's a lot of stuff we've got in the box. We've always talked about it. We've talked about it every time you guys have come on. The challenges you guys face in making each box always seems to be like a push forward. And we're going to talk about Planescape as well, but you don't seem to shy away from various challenges. You do like to experiment, to put different things in. What have you done different for what lessons have you learned this time around for VECNA going forward?
Yeah, you want me to take that, Charlie?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so one of the things we learned through feedback and through sending out surveys to our customers is what elements do they love? And so that's a big part of it, right? Is making sure that we don't experiment so much that we are forced to leave out the elements that everybody really wants. And so this adventure is going to be heavy on the battle maps. We know people love battle maps. Yeah. It's going to have all the encounter cards for all of the new creatures and monsters introduced here. One of the new things that we're doing that we've never done before, is just because it required it. We're doing a massive metal artifact that breaks into 7 pieces for the rod of 7 parts.
Yeah.
So it's a flat metal puzzle of 7 pieces that slide together, and they act as magic item cards. So on the front you have the art, and then when you flip it over, you have what that rod part does.
We have a picture of that. Let's bring that up on screen. Yeah. There we go. That's the pit. I didn't realize that was. So those are going to be pieces of metal that you can put together.
That's right. Oh, 7 pieces of metal that when you put them on the table and start sliding them together as you build more and more of the rod, as the adventure progresses, you're going to be able to see this massive artifact on the table.
That is incredible. I mean, I've played. We're going back to maybe 3rd edition or 4th edition. There was an adventure, a box set for the Rod of 7 Parts. And to have VECNA and the Rod in one campaign, that's going to be pretty powerful stuff for any adventurer to have.
This is definitely let's pull out the big gun sort of. What we refer to sort of a all-star album or a greatest hits album for Wizards.
It does seem to be that way. Are they going out on a high before we get into the new D&D, do you think? D&D 6 or not? D&D not 5 or D&D not 6?
Yeah, I don't think they would cop to that, quite frankly, but that is a conclusion that we came to as well. It does kind of feel that way, one big shot before the rules change. Although, they've kind of gone out of their way to say over and over again, although the fact that they say it over and over again makes you think like people don't necessarily believe them yet, but hopefully we'll see that when the rules come out, is that this is not going to be a disruptive rule change. This will be additive. We're not going to break anything going backwards.
Yeah.
And there's definitely people have had lots of chance to play test this, and I don't think the howls are from people who haven't been play testing, so it should be good.
Yeah.
We've got a question up on screen is where we've got what player levels is the campaign set for, but I know because it jumps a little bit. There's a gap in between.
No, I think the gap you're referring to is for the Planescape product.
Planescape, yeah.
For this product, it starts at level 10 and goes up to, I believe, is it 20, 18 or 20? It's all high level.
Right.
It's the highest I've ever seen them do, quite honestly, and it's super exciting.
You get to cast Meteor Swarm.
Oh, really? Are we going to see a special element for that?
That's always been an aspirational spell. It's like, that looks so fun. I never get to use that.
Are you going to have like a Chessex set of meteorite dice or something in there for like Beadle Grimm's? Boom. Meteor shower. Here's the dice. Boom.
meteor shower dice. That's funny. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Oh, I might be close. I don't know.
They crash as they hit the table.
I'm just going to take out everyone on the board.
I had a question about. Sorry. Yeah, I had a question about the rod actually, because we were talking about that a minute ago. You said that it's metal plates. What made you go for metal plates rather than card? Because I imagine that card would have been the easier choice.
It looks cooler.
It does.
Yeah, it's just this is just such a it is so central to the campaign, and it is such an epic artifact, such a widely known artifact that we just felt like we have to do something bigger than just cards. And with little paper cards, having them fit together in just the right way didn't seem as visceral as these thick. This is a metal piece that's going to be, it's going to have thickness to it. So you're gonna slide these pieces together on the table and have something that hopefully feels as epic as it's going to feel when you find that last piece.
You're measuring it like this quite a lot. Is this like real size that we're getting in? It's like a giant catch of the day kind of thing.
Yeah, we're talking in the 3 foot. The 3 foot range once this thing is entirely built.
So just on a
can I interrupt, because I've got a follow-up question, right? So clearly you've gone in with this idea to have something with impetus. So you put it on a table and slide it together, and it clunks around. It has weight to it, right? How far away were you from just going, just make me a rod that we can screw together?
How far? I'll say
like millimeters.
Very close.
That's not that super.
This comes back to before we went on air, we were talking about pit fighting, but it goes into there. You get the rod, and then the rod goes into the pit as well, and you start beating each other up. It'd be great.
Yeah. I mean, there's always a challenge. When we wrote some answer to this, but there's the things that we want to do, and then there's the things that we can realistically get done and shipped and put together in a time frame that matches, a reasonable delivery time frame for this. So not all of that matched up perfectly. But to go back to what we are doing, I think one of the things that we always come back to as a company again and again is just work with really good people. So you can go to your the printers or whoever and say, we're not this is not our area of expertise. We are not the ones who came up with said, hey, let's do metal instead of we just said we want something really cool, and they said, well, as it happens, we have this really cool material that would be perfect for this. It's expensive, but we can do that. Let's do that. But that's we've been very lucky to work with some awesome companies and awesome individual contributors. And if you listen to them, they will put you in the right path.
Cool. My only question about, you mentioned it's this thick and heavy. Is it lightweight metal? I'm over here in the UK. Don't forget that. I'm gonna when I buy it and it gets shipped over.
It is. It's aluminum. It's lightweight.
That's fine. That's good. Snow, Looking forward to it. We've put some more pictures up on the screen. Let's start with obviously some of the box art that we got here. Are we looking at the same type of box, the platinum boxes that we've seen in recent years, or are we going more in the way of Planescape was a tin? Is the platinum boxes changing?
No, very much a platinum box. This one is going to have that nice faux leather finish.
Yeah.
When you open it, it's going to have the layers of foam that keeps everything snugly in place. So we're keeping with that. One thing about the packaging that is changing, to your point about, hey, what do we learn along the way? How do we change these things? We're going to try this time, instead of a map tube, we're going to try a map box that allows the maps to still stay unfolded and rolled up, but avoids that what we have found to be a little bit of an awkward plastic lid and trying to shake the tube to get the maps out, or pulling them, out of the map tube isn't always as easy as you'd want. So this time we're going to try a long map box that you can open from the top.
Oh, wow.
And have all of the rolled maps in there, and hopefully our hardcore fans look at that as an improvement on the experience of holding and using those maps.
To come up onto those maps, as you were talking about that, I'm a big fan of the map tubes. You can see them behind me here, and because I don't like them folded. And when we got Fandelver and Below, we had the faux leather folio, which is gorgeous, by the way. But all the maps were folded inside.
Yeah.
But it's a lovely folder. But I'm not a fan. For me, when I put my maps down on the table, I use paperweights or I use perspex. Because any folded maps, and I've got folded maps from Paizo, from Dungeons and Dragons, everything, and we put them out. But I since day one of buying your box sets, the rolled maps are superb. They are gorgeous, high quality paper, heavy paper. They don't tear easy, and when you put the perspex on, they are utterly beautiful. They still hold the color, which is amazing. For again, the quality of the people you're partnered with, the quality of the artists, because again, we see that burst of color. And I think we've got some pictures here actually of some of the. We'll go through some of the maps. Oh, there's VECNA. The color on some of these maps as well. This is beautiful, and that color really does pop. It doesn't just pop on screen. In real life, I can't say this enough. The color is superb.
Yeah, look, we're super lucky to be working with a cartographer, Stinky Goblin. It's so they're so good, and their quality is so consistent that it's honestly one of my favorite parts of working on any project, is to see their work come to life for our boxes.
Yeah. We just had a question there from Baron Snowhand. Has Dave tried tearing a Beadle Grimm map? Not on purpose. They take for those of you who know, we play the in-person games, and they take a pounding. They really do. We get a lot of work out. In fact, I've used your maps in other adventures. I don't just keep them. I'm not one of these people who says, right, this is Icewind Dale. I can only use it in Icewind Dale. All the one-shots we do, all the live games we play at conventions and stuff over here in the UK, I take them with me because everyone is impressed by them. Again, you can go to a convention, you roll out, we're going to play a one-shot. Here it is. And it's usually, I'll promote you again, it's usually Tales from the Warehouse, because they're nice and quick and short, and you can put it on. Here's the map, it's ready to go. Boom, you're done. That's all you need to do. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's definitely a ooh ah moment for the players when you roll those.
Yeah, but we love that. I mean, the whole idea here is a toolkit for GMs, not just for that game, but for other stuff. And you've got, the more you have a vault of stuff you can go back to and reuse, and that's awesome. Love that.
We got another one that we got. Oh, Baron says, yeah, he likes the idea of opening up a scroll chest.
Scroll chest, yes. And
Very much.
we haven't released this yet, but one out of every 30 or so boxes, it won't be a scroll chest, will actually be a mimic.
but you could actually do that though on the inside. Just have a Willy Wonka gold ticket, and inside it's just a mimic.
Yeah.
You could do that. You could definitely do that.
We were thinking real mimic, but
yeah.
we can get them cheap actually. We can get
a real mimic. When we get where if you breed them, you'll be fine.
Surprisingly affordable.
They eat anything. That's why.
They're like goats.
Dragon Ball Industries says, have you considered neoprene maps or maps? Both.
Either. It's probably accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a good call. We've considered lots of different.
We actually did some dry erase maps.
We did some laminated maps for Salt Marsh.
Yes, I have those. Yeah.
But the neoprene we haven't done. I'm trying to remember if early on in the process we looked at pricing for that, and it was crazy, or maybe not. We'll have to look at that again. I like the idea of neoprene.
I've started using, so there's a whole kind of thing about a DM screen or no DM screen, and what depending on the game, I flip between the two.
That's a thing.
Apparently it's been a thing for many years.
Is this like putting milk in before you put the hot water in?
There is a special way to do it.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on making tea.
Well, that's the thing. Is this a contentious debate that I missed out on, or is it
in here it is? In here it is. Yeah.
It's a multifaceted argument on whether you're going to make the tea in the pot or in the cup. That's still put the milk in first.
And do you pour the milk or the tea first?
Right.
If you're making the tea in the pot, you put the milk in the cup first. If you're making the tea in the cup, you put the milk in the cup last.
You see, there are rules.
I like how you say that like it's a settled argument.
There's no. That's how you do it. That's it. There's no argument. Chat's going to kick off now.
Yeah, it's a tea fight. Here we go. Look. Wow. So we have one thing that I've seen, which I really love the look of, is I started using a neoprene mat just for sort of dice rolls and just because it's comfy. We play games, up to sort of 10, 12 hours when we have our sit down sessions. But I love the idea of the insides of a GM screen as a neoprene mat. So you don't have that barrier between you and your players. They can see your dice rolls, but you still have that information. But on a neoprene mat, it's just there. You lift up your book, you can see it, you put it down. Like that.
Well, sorry, I am strongly on the side of having a DM screen between me and the player. I have plenty of things going on back here that I don't need anybody. I don't need anybody to see.
But that's what it comes down to, isn't it? Is do they get to see your dice rolls?
Yes, that's what. Yeah, if you're in for secret dice rolls, then you have a DM screen. If you don't mind rolling out in the open, then don't. I'm not sure I have an opinion either way on it, really.
The one thing nobody has to worry about is how many powerful magic items I have behind my DM screen that I'm about to give out to my players, because everybody knows I give very few magic items in my campaign.
John, I'd like you to introduce you to Dave, who's sitting next to you there on the top row. Dave, John, you apparently are kindred spirits. You must have been separated at birth.
Yeah, maybe. There's a big pond. You never know. I can't believe chat is still talking about tea and milk and milk or tea. But we started something now.
On that grenade, threw it in the room, off, and they'll still be arguing about it.
So we have also we're running out of time. We were trying to get onto trying to talk about Planescape, but we're stick with VECNA. One of the things you've also done is you're keeping your partnership with WizKids. We're doing some more minis with that as well. We've got a picture here as well. There we go. There is VECNA in all his new looking glory. How many minis are we going to get in your VECNA set? Have you announced how many yet?
We have, yeah. You get a box of 18.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
2 of those are doubles because it made sense for the adventure. So there's 16 unique minis, but 18 minis total.
Yep.
And what's cool about what makes them such a great partner is they will take minis from their set and say, okay, for the B&G box, you're going to get a unique paint job so that your minis are colored differently than where any, minis you can get anywhere else.
Yeah.
So that's also something that you'll get as part of the Platinum Edition.
Yeah. We have some 18 VECNAs.
Yeah, we tried to get them to paint like Beadle and Grimm shirts on VECNA and have that be part of the mini, but
you should. That's the kind of classic thing you want. It makes it, more limited. Go for it.
Branded VECNA. It's the way of the future.
We've also got, as well as WizKids, we've got the beautiful maps, as we know. We've also got some of these, again, the gorgeous handouts that you've been doing since the very, very start. For me, I think this is the bits that the reason I buy your boxes is because of all the player handouts. The maps I love. The encounter cards are a great DM aid for when I'm keeping things going. And I'm getting older, so I need the bigger print. It's fantastic. So that helps. But the quality of handouts, the variety of paper color and texture, are we going to see more of that kind of? I don't know how many handouts we're going to get in VECNA actually.
Yeah, I don't remember the exact count, but yeah, we always try and put a nice stack of in-world handouts. One of the funnest parts about the in-world handouts is when we get an opportunity to take something that's in the module that's briefly mentioned and add our creativity to it and actually do the writing of the in-world handout. For example, the first one that you showed for the corpse market, that's stuff that they explained that there's a corpse market. And I said, Charlie, you're perfect. Go and write a flyer for a corpse market. And Charlie writes up a hilarious flyer for a corpse market. And we get that approved and put into the box. So that's the creativity on those is a highlight for those boxes.
Yeah, that part's super fun. Because we could just kind of run amok.
Well, exactly. I mean, there's so many things. When you get I'm not going to say script, but when you get like the rough draft of the book, the adventure, do you all go through and kind of like just highlight, we could turn this into something. This is an artifact. Here's the rod of 7 parts. We have to turn it into something. Here's because we see that one of the things that's making a reappearance, which I absolutely love, is of course the soul coin. Yes. So I'm not going to give too much away for people who don't know. I know a little bit about the adventure, but yeah, Avernus, soul coins. Soul coin is back.
Just as big and heavy as always. Yeah, I mean it's that's the fun part of it, is going through the adventure, and everybody gets to kind of make a list of things they want, and we have even before we've assigned somebody to run it, we're all kind of equal parts and fighting over what's going to be in, what's not going to be in.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is we just can't, depending on when we get the draft, we can't get too attached to anything, because that has happened more than once. It's where we've gotten very attached to some idea that just doesn't end up making it into the book.
We've got a lot of things as well. So you mentioned stuff that doesn't get to go into the boxes. Are you still working with the same people? I mean, we've got some new coins come up here. This kind of casino chip. Is this from the same partners you've worked with before? Is these new people?
For our Wizards boxes, it's mostly the same vendors.
Gotcha.
We've definitely expanded our vendor list, but that's because we've expanded the amount of things we're doing. Like the tins for Magic the Gathering, or the box for Ring of Chaos. We've really had to kind of expand the number of people that we use. But
yeah, no, we have some great partners, and we're not going to change that unless there's a good reason to.
Yeah.
But I do want to call out that somebody in the chat said that they could take VECNA And I'm just curious if they mean their character could take VECNA or if they could take VECNA themselves with, I don't know, with what.
If we're talking real world, he's only that big. I mean,
well, yeah.
Oh, they could take the mini. Okay, all right.
We're given 10 seconds, and we'll see if the answer appears.
There was the offending comment.
It was Dragonborn. And then you got Baron Snowhand. Baron Snowhand actually came to Gen Con last year.
Yeah.
You guys met him. He was wearing a bowler hat and a kilt.
Oh yeah.
He's very hard to forget.
Yeah, he's not a hard guy to forget. He was apparently staying in his closet. And yeah.
We've got Baron's also had another question here. Yeah, I like this question. So Baron Snowhand says, do you ever include anything in your adventures that is a little side joke that only the B&G guys know about? Have you commissioned artwork? Is there a particular coin that you went, Matt doesn't like this, so we have to do this?
I think the question is there, to be super clear, is there anything we're actually going to cop to that we get by Wizard of the Coast review? That's an in-joke. I think the safe answer to that is no.
Could you get away with it in your own products? Like Ring of Chaos, you can kind of hide something in there. Surely you could put some tweaks in there.
You know
Well, actually, you've got Beadle and Grimm.
No, there are in jokes that for sure, because some of the characters are. But I think as far as in jokes like that, I think the fun. I mean, this is purely theoretical because for obvious reasons
we would never do this.
But we never do this. But the fun of in jokes is like that, is seeing what you can slip by. Slip by the review process. So for Ring of Chaos, we are the review process. It's less fun to subvert it than theoretically, again, it would be if we were doing something like that with Wizard of the Coast.
I think in terms of the humor from the stuff that I get, when again we've been talking for a number of years now with Beadle Grimm and you guys, and the stuff that I put on in terms of the humor level, especially with the Paizo Character Chronicles. I know we're talking about Pathfinder now, but side point. Is the stuff in there, and it's like on the line of Monty Python. There's a lot of in jokes in there about the fighter stuff, the old comics we used to get in the 70s and 80s that had the skinny guy on the beach getting kicked sand in the face.
Yep.
And these were stuff that appeared in those books, which you guys come up with or added to or created for it. And I love that. I love that sense of humor, and it harks back to when we were growing up with it, and I like that.
That's not always a smooth review process.
Yeah, there's not to go into the details, but we just had one of those where it got a little
heated,
a little bumpy.
We've got some more. We've
had a response from Dragonborn Industries.
Yeah, I bet he's a pushover.
Oh man, those are fighting words. I mean, I need this player in my campaign because sometimes players need to be taught a lesson, and I just feel like this viewer needs a hard-headed DM lesson.
John, anytime you want to run a quick one-shot live stream, we'll get some badges together and we'll bring Dragonborn along.
There we go.
It'll be you as VECNA versus the badgers, and we'll all have a go. We'll all have a go. Which actually that brings me on to another topic. In all your collections, we always see Tales in the Warehouse. Does that give you an opportunity to? I know Charlie, you do a lot of writing. You and Bill also do it. John, I think you all do it actually, basically. But does it give you a chance to go? Oh, I can put something in a VECNA story. Do you get excited about actually putting something into those kind of timelines, those little bits of adventures?
Yeah, for sure. John, you want to?
The fun part is when you read the adventure and Wizards mention something that you go, oh, that sounds really cool. Yeah. That could be, you could build on that. So a lot of it is just sometimes reacting to what's there and building on it. I did a bonus adventure or encounter in VECNA that takes place in the world of Kryn, in the the Dragonlance campaign setting, that I'm super excited about, because there was an opportunity to do something there that that maybe they didn't have the room for, they didn't have the page count for. And it's just something that I feel like if you're going to go to that campaign setting, you've got to do something like this. And I'm hoping that our buyers enjoy running that adventure.
Cool. I'm looking forward to that now. Now I'm interested. Now I'm very interested to see which.
Because we're playing Dragonlance at the moment, aren't we?
So we're going to be we're at penultimate chapter. We were talking about this before we went on air, and we will be finishing the Steel Edition. We're running Beadle Grimm Steel Edition. We will be finishing that before the summer, but maybe we can arrange this, John, where if you're able to, if you're allowed, you come out, you play your one shot with us, with our Dragonlance cast.
Sure.
And we'll put them through the paces.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Does this mean I'm coming back?
No, you're still dead. But it'll be the time period where you're dead, Steve. That's what it'll be. So we'll quickly move on while Steve's we killed Steve's character last episode. It was great. We've got more of the completion coins, which are a really, really nice little collectible. I've been loving these, putting these in. And for the first time, we have something new. I don't remember seeing these before. These are your temporary tattoos of VECNA.
Yeah. So we did do some temporary tattoos in our Eberron box.
Yes.
But that's the only other time we've done that. Gotcha. So we're bringing that idea back here just because this VECNA tattoo plays such a big part of the adventure. So this, I mean, the DM could wear this. They could give it to one of their players to wear if they're trying to infiltrate the cult, the VECNA cult. It's just a fun little piece.
I like. How many tattoos do we get in each box?
2.
Cool.
Yeah, we had some thoughts from the Eberron ones that we always knew we were going to come back to this at some point, and this was just an easy one.
We have some more stuff. We have is we've seen the encounter cards from the very first get-go. Are these going to be so? Recently, you've kind of gone back over the encounter cards, and what I like about you guys is that you refresh some of that stuff. So now we have those kind of tips on the back with the new encounter cards. Are we going to see that style of encounter cards going forward with these? This little piece of like golden nugget of advice.
Well, the golden nugget of advice was an addition from our collaborator Keith Amon, who wrote the book "The Monsters Know What They're Doing." He does his own blog on that same subject, and so that was a limited addition to the encounter cards that we sell on their own, not as part of a D&D box set. So I don't know that we're going to be able to do those, those tactical tips outside of that situation. It's certainly worth a conversation, but right now that was a collaboration that we had with Keith just for that product, and so we'd have to really. There would be several hurdles to jump in order to continue that. Not saying it's impossible, but it's not a no-brainer.
The one of the things as well that it always gets included in most or majority of the boxes that we see is the GM screen, the DM screen. This one looks epic. Is this still a tall screen? Did you guys commission this artwork, or is this a Dungeons and Dragons Wizards artwork?
Yeah, Charlie, you want to take
that? No, we commissioned this. This is
beautiful. I mean, this is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, I've got some zoom in shots. I mean, look at this. Apart from these weird wolf spidery things, which give me the shivers, this is gorgeous.
Yeah, what I love about this is that this does a great job of capturing that the adventure is, in fact, a big old epic adventure, world spanning, potentially world ending kind of adventure with a lot of classic and, iconic characters in it. And I mean, it just, you just look at that and you just go, okay, I want to play. Let's go. It's super fun.
Yeah,
I did like Avernus.
Being the merciless. Yes, it is being the merciless.
I did like it in Avernus where we actually got 2 DM screens, which was lovely. So you had the one above ground and then kind of one below ground, which I love to see. Are we going to get different ones for different? I don't know how much of the story I can reveal.
Go back to the previous shot.
Yeah, hold on. Let's bring that up. Sure. Here we go.
Yeah, so there's so much to look at detail wise on here, because you can see VECNA in the background. You can see the hand and the eye glowing in the magical pink energy as well. I was thinking, just that level of detail is great.
It's just the colours. The colours are. I mean, it's just beautiful.
But it's not just something you look at from afar. Obviously you're sat at the table and it's there separating you from the GM so you can hide these nefarious roles. But there's things to look at in detail as well and getting close.
It's one of those things. It's like a piece of artwork. Now you can see. I'm going to pick on John. So John, behind you up on the wall, that's a DM screen. Because it's a lovely presentation piece as well. All of these GM screens from the Beadle Grimm's boxes, fantastic artwork. And why hide it in a box if you're not using it? If you're not playing that game, stick them up on the wall because it's phenomenal. And this one in particular, I think is just beautiful. It's been amazing on this one.
Yeah, that artist's name is Siddharth Chaturvedi, and he is outstanding.
Did he do the one for Van Richten's as well?
For Curse of Strahd, yes.
Curse of Strahd, yeah, that was it. Yep.
Yes, he did.
And he does these all his oil paintings, I believe, and then captures them. He's not a digital artist.
Yeah.
Super fun.
Absolutely
it's really beautiful.
So to wrap this up on VECNA, this is going to be released this year in August, and it is priced for those of you in the UK. It's £495. What that is in the US, I don't know. Guys, can you help on that one?
Yeah, in the US, it's $509.
There you go. So not much in between. And this is for the Platinum Edition. I'm going to ask now. I'll be cheeky and ask: when it's sold out 2-3 years from now, do you think it will come back as a silver?
Well, first of all, I hope it's not 2 or 3 years from now. I hope it's sold out well before that.
Well, sold out, yes. And then we see the silver edition.
Yeah, I mean,
the next release.
It's always a demand issue, so we'll see if people want it.
I can imagine this one's going to be. I mean, it's VECNA.
I think this one's going to stick around a while. It's a pretty classic adventure.
Yeah.
And
is this going to be the new Strahd? Do you think?
I don't know.
I'm not sure if it'll be the new Strahd, but I do think that it has a unique high level spot that anyone who wants to run in those teens, the high level adventure, they're going to want this. And it's unlike so many of the other adventure books that start at first or third or whatever.
Yeah, there's just not that much else out there to run if you really high level. So
yeah, I mean, I think this is the first level 20 or up there for D&D for 5e. Is there anything that comes close to this one?
Only Planescape with the back end part of the adventure that takes you to 17th.
Planescape goes 17th, but as you said before, you do hop around a bit. So it's
cool.
It's kind of short-lived.
Speaking of Planescape, should we swap around and have a chat about Planescape for a little bit? Now, this is an an absolutely beautiful box set. Now this is a DM Vault, and this is your second DM Vault.
The 10.
I like the way that. So we got. Let's swap the hot seats around. There we go. Boom. We can put Charlie in the hot seat now. There we go. So I like the way that Charlie's just got the lid, but
no, I got the whole thing.
Oh, I got a whole thing too. Look, and it's absolutely gorgeous. It is.
It's printed on the back as well, isn't it?
It is.
It's not just on the front; it's on the back as well.
It's a different picture on the back.
Yeah, it's nice.
So it's not the same, but it is
I
gorgeous.
should move you into the big slot so you can see it.
That's all right. That's right. Go watch the unboxing video.
Yeah, there you go.
You know where it is.
Or untinning video.
Yeah. So what made you go with the tin? What was the? How did that come about?
Yeah, we were drunk. No, we like to do stuff different. We had been doing tins because we had been doing tins for our dice sets.
Yeah.
And we kind of looked at that. Let's try something different. Let's create kind of a different experience and a different feel to something we've done before. Yeah, that like those. And so that was the main reason. We thought it would be kind of fun and new and different. And GM vaults are already kind of different. So the first GM vault we did didn't come in a traditional box either. It was papercraft, with a cool puzzle on the front of it. And so we wanted to keep the DM vaults being a little different. So,
and modrons are a big element of that.
Yes.
Of that adventure, and so the tin kind of felt like thematically it went with that part of the adventure.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, if Planescape is nothing else, it's different, and the just a nice automata kind of reference there as well.
We've got some more artwork from this set. So this set, if you don't already know, the Planescape is out now. You can go there right now and you can buy it. The Planescape, I think, is £190. So I'm assuming that's going to be just over $200 for those of you watching and are in the States. But yeah, so for £190, it is, and it's a heavy, not the tin's heavy, but the stuff inside is packed full of stuff. We're going to show you some of the stuff up on screen. If I put up, Charlie, if you just kind of talk us through it.
Sure.
The first stuff we got up is kind of like the tourist leaflet.
Yeah, this is a
sigil.
Yeah, this is a great example of stuff where there's really no reference to this in the text, but we thought, hey, you're coming to this strange, weird city. You don't know how you got there. There's a bunch of things to learn. Of course, you should have a tourist guide to it. So we put that for it.
But this is what I mean about the whole where you get the story and you guys, what it's missing is this, or we could do this. And I love the fact that we have, when we buy the boxes, there's more there for you to use than you even need. It's not just the one letter that someone's left behind or the bloodstained note or whatever it might be. You think about other aspects of it. And I love that. Icewind Dale, we had the newspapers, and this, we get these kind of tourist leaflet that the players can use. There's some fun in there. Again, there's a bit of sense of humor. There's some hidden facts in there, and the players can keep that with them at all times on the table as a reference point.
That's the thing. We've all DM'd a ton in our lives, so we're pretty good at looking at stuff and being able to figure out what would be fun to add here. What would I want as a DM to make this more fun?
We've got let's bring this up. So again, we've got the encounter cards.
Yep, 40 encounter cards.
Gorgeous as ever. Not going to trying to give too much away there. More maps again. Again, you can see the amount of detail and color on those.
Yeah,
that really stands out, that one.
Yeah, I love how these maps all pop. It's a fun use of colors with these maps, so they really all stand out very well.
Yeah, it's absolutely stunning. And we have some new coins as well. So Fortune's Wheel. Is this? Although it's part of the adventure, it's you get a chance to doing this in the adventure.
Yeah, Fortune's Wheel is a preeminent gambling site in Sigil. So We want, and a lot of the, no spoilers, but a lot of stuff happens there. So we wanted to give a little actual metal flavor of the place.
Yeah, these are stunning bits and pieces. I like, and again, one of the things that that we get from you guys, it's not just paper and card handouts. The metal artifact, the pins, the badges. We've had the ring. What else have we had? Wow, I mean, it's a bit non-stop when all this gets.
That metal scroll in Avernus is
from Avernus.
Yeah.
I absolutely love all these.
These are, but when the whole adventure really is about sort of finding out why you're here and reclaiming your own memories. And so, because that's a big part of the adventure, we included a couple little booklets, both for the players in game and as sort of as a player aid for solving the whole adventure, to be able to write out and keep track of the things that they learn about themselves and about the larger mystery as they go.
I think one of the things that I keep coming back to with Planescape is back in the 90s. I know Last Son, who's watching live, he might know this because I think he got me into this one. It was a computer game called Planescape Torment.
Yeah.
And I never knew what was going on. It was like an adventure, and you go through and you kept dying, but there was a floating skull who was your kind of sidekick narrator, Mort. And it was great to see him appear in Planescape as an adventure. And again, you've used him on a lot of the pieces of artwork, the booklets, all the information. I love the fact that he was there. But yeah, I mean, 20, 30 years, and he's still there. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's actually kind of that floating talking skull is sort of a nostalgia piece for us a bit, because when we put the prototype for this for our company, first box as a prototype to pitch to Wizards, we did it for Cloud Giant's Bargain, which has a Mimir in it.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of spirited talk back and forth about whether we include a skull, and we actually include a big skull. Well, that wouldn't work, so we could only include a little skull, and that became referred to as the shitty little skull. That's now a sort of a trope. That's going to be a shitty little skull, and it's actually, I think, one of the first domains we registered as a company was shitty little skull.
Shitty little skull. Love it.
See, there was an in-joke. We knew we'd get
there we go.
eventually.
We've got some more. Again, you can see the gorgeous use of kind of light on the maps there. You've got the blue and the yellow of flames.
That's the other thing about maps, is the compass rose is always very artistic as well, and always different. Yeah, they're great. That one's, I like that one. That's especially good. It
is. It's just absolutely. And again, these is just a small section of the map. They're much more involved, and these as well. These are like not cloth, but like a canvas.
Right.
Stuff. And these are huge, so detailed. I think I've got the zoom. There we go. There's a zoom in of it there. You can see the types of different shades of color there. It all pops out, and this thing is beautiful. And again, every time I've put these out into our gaming tables, where we do it at a convention, or if we do it in the live person games that we run, people cannot stop playing with these things. They are so tactile.
Yeah.
And that's just turning up, getting set up, and they'll pick up a map and flick through it. Oh, that's where we are. That's where we need to go. That's fine. But I love using them in the stories. Like, they have to figure something out. Well, how long is it going to take you to go from here to here? What's on the way? How many is it going to be streets? Is it distance? Time of day? And I'm really trying to force my players to take that into consideration when I'm not putting them through the ringer.
I love leaving a canvas map out on the table for almost, you can leave it there the whole game. People can, with that canvas, people can spill drinks on it. They nothing's going to damage. Nothing's going to destroy that canvas map. So
yeah,
I love putting those out.
You made it sound like a dare, though. John.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, good luck.
My flamethrower damaged it.
Anyone do that to me? Don't try it. You will be going out the nearest window. Right, so we've got another close up there, and again, all these compass points, really, really nice. You've got detail. You got cups and plates and stuff, even on the table, which is great to see. In fact, there was one map from Avernus, which is in the Elf Song Tavern, and upstairs there was a table there, and they're playing D&D. There was a GM screen, and then the players are around it. That again, I always refer back to that one because that was lovely. Certificate of Death, which is relevant for Planescape.
We include a lot of these.
Yes, there are 10, I think, 10 of these. In you are going as part of the game. You are gonna die.
You're gonna need them.
Yep, whether you want to or not. But again, these are lovely little keepsakes as well. Not that I ever give these out to my players. They do not write on them.
So they come out the box and then go straight back in again.
Yeah, it's like a collector's edition. They are. I do make copies, and they can have the copies.
We have a lot of comedians on stream tonight in chat. It's in reference to the death that we get on the previous slide.
Gotcha.
We can put that on. We can put that on. And then we've got again this signature. I mean, what is that? That is incredible. And again, color tone of paper, textures, absolutely beautiful. What's been your best bit for working on the working on Planescape? What was the biggest challenge you had, other than not being able to put a Skald in there?
Well, Planescape. I mean, there's actually 3 books in the set, right? There's a sort of background on Sigil and the Plains. There's the actual adventure, and then there's a monster manual. So I think more than even usual with a big adventure, we just had too much stuff to make. So it was a lot of chopping stuff down. Personally, the stuff that was most fun for me was, the stuff again that we were able to create, the memory trackers and the kind of things that you can hand out to the players to try to make sense of this weird world and weird history that they find themselves in. And also, I think the bonus encounter that we put in was really fun and really does a good job, I think, of taking advantage of this sort of weird structure. So it's again, not to give too much away, but it's a encounter that they can have at 3rd level, and then which is going to have a very different ending to it. Yes. And then they can come back
and
and revisit that. Do you remember us? We're now 17th level. And it becomes a very different sort of encounter. So that kind of stuff's a lot of fun.
Well, in terms of the stuff you get from Wizards, we mentioned this briefly when the books get delivered to you and you get to go through them. How much time do you get to kind of put a box set together?
Not enough.
Not enough. Never enough time.
Not enough.
Yeah.
Do you not get more time for like a platinum, like VECNA? Did they say, look, we're doing VECNA. We want you guys to do it. Here it is.
It's one of these incredibly frustrating things that they're totally doing for our own good, which is do not give us text too early when they know darn well that a lot of it's going to get cut or rearranged or pushed or, rejiggered. And so they don't want us to go chase down a potentially expensive source for something only to have it get cut at the last minute. Yeah. There's always a push-pull here. I think we would always say that we wanted to just, if you got scraps of paper that you're doing in the coffee shop 2 years before, give us those, because then we can get, but we have had that happen where something that we had our heart set on got killed at the last second. So
I do want to call out that I on a side note, I noticed that a friend of Beadle and Grimm's, Mike Sims, joined, seems to be watching. So I just want to do a shout out. I thought maybe, I don't know if you can I don't know if you can see that. This was a gift.
Let's make it big. There we go.
This was a gift.
Boom.
This was a gift from Mike that has to be called out just because it's so outrageous.
Absolutely fantastic. Here we go. Put it up on screen. Well done, Mike. So we've got we've run out of time. I don't know if you quickly want to squeeze something in about the murders at Karlov Manor, or if we just want to wrap it up there. Have you got 5 minutes you want to quickly run through, or do you want to? We'll pick it up another time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think 5 minutes. I don't think, but I'll just very quickly say, if you're interested in a murder mystery boxed experience for a night, if that's your deal, if you love those kinds of products, please go to our website and check out this one. The people who have played it, we've gotten amazing feedback about the story, and how much they enjoy the story and solving it. So yeah. Check it out. It's set in the world of Ravnica. We did it as a Magic licensed product, but it's Ravnica. So you can, if you're a fan of D&D, you would also enjoy playing this. So check it out. We had so much fun putting this together, and I just hope a lot of people get the chance to play it. We were lucky because with John actually invited us to play test it. We lost. We didn't get the right. You guys were somewhere else. You guys did well. You guys did well. You. I think after one clue, I think you were like, okay, now that solidifies our decision, and you moved on. We were like, this person has fled the country. We're going to go chase them. We went to somewhere else. We accused the wrong people. We took out an entire family. We were like, yeah, you broke the law. We had a judge. Boom. We were done. And then we're like, oh, we made it. We didn't open that last letter. Maybe we should have done that. But yeah, we had a great time. I
won't say who we thought were the chief suspects because it would give away potentially the answer. So I'm not going to spoil it. But yeah, we were all dead set on it being a particular set of people, and it was turning the tree we were barking up.
Yep. And so we got a copy here, but this is, again, as I said, we were lucky to play test it. We got our names printed in it, which is lovely. Again, thank you guys. It's always appreciated.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's always nice to do. And hopefully we can help out again later in the year with other projects we have coming on. Speaking of which, just before we wrap up, as we're going to squeeze something else in, guys, what's coming next? We know about Infinite Staircase. We obviously know about VECNA. But then there's a bit of a mystery. What are we wrapping up to? Ring of Chaos. We're a step closer to getting that.
Lots of steps closer to getting that. That's going along very well.
Yeah, production on that is going well. We have a top secret little expansion product that's going on for that we're targeting for the end of the year. Hopefully, maybe we can show something at PAX Unplugged this year, but yeah, there's something happening in the background for that as well.
Cool. So we got some Ring of Chaos.
By the way, we need to review our top secret procedures.
You can let us know.
The Office of Security would like a word with you, John.
Yes.
Right. We'll wrap it up there, guys. To you, the audience, thank you for joining us. Thank you for your questions. For those of you joining us on YouTube, thank you very much. Put any questions, put it in the comments below. And guys, again, thank you. You make wonderful products. We've been with you since the very beginning. I'm surprised you still even talk to us, but hey, we must be doing something right, hopefully. And we love just hanging out and having a chat with you. So
that's fantastic. Pleasure. You guys are awesome.
Cool.
We're still around.
Yeah, still around. We'll be doing this until the end. We'll keep playing games. Right. Guys, don't go anywhere for a sec. Everyone, thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time. Bye.